Rasmus Hojlund to AC Milan from Manchester United is all but done. That according to several reports coming out this lunchtime today on the 11th of August. Here's a question straight out the bat though for everybody here on the video, all Manchester United fans. Where does Rasmus Hojlund rank in Manchester United's all-time list of strikers? Is he, like what a lot of United fans have said, from what I listened to and was talking to last season, one of the worst? Where does he rank? Is there any worse than Rasmus Hojlund that have signed for Manchester United? That sounds really mean. That sounds really like I'm having a go at Rasmus Hojlund here. I'm not. I just feel he is a victim of the circumstances of a poorly run football club, and he is now on his way to Italy. Back to Italy, in fact. Probably where he needed to be up until this point of his career, because United should have never spent 64 million on bringing him from Atalanta 2 years ago. He was not ready. And this again comes down to poor recruitment from Manchester United. But we are where we are now. He got ahead of himself. He thought he wanted... he knew he wanted to be Manchester United's number one striker. He thought he was good enough to be Manchester United's number one striker. In fact, alongside all of these reports today that are now coming out that this deal, loan with option to buy, is pretty much done, and Rasmus Hojlund is now open to leaving Manchester United and signing for AC Milan. He likes the idea of signing for Milan now, according to these reports, which is why it's accelerated to the point where people are saying that United have nearly got this deal done now. You look at Rasmus Hojlund 2 weeks ago when he came out on the tour, out into the mixed zone, speaking to the media, making it clear on camera, and making a point of making it clear on camera that he wanted to stay and fight for his place at Manchester United. Samuel Luckhurst of the MEN this morning has actually reported that Rasmus Hojlund has become incredibly frustrated at the fact that he made it public that he wanted to stay at Manchester United, and he's really disappointed in that Manchester United are pushing so hard to move him out of the football club. This is because of United. I'm just going to say this right now. This is because United have developed an environment here in which players feel like they are better than what they are, that they feel like they belong at the football club, and no one really has got any say on them leaving the football club because they've got a contract. This is football. Rasmus Hojlund was told on Saturday that he is not going to get minutes at Manchester United. Then yesterday, we heard the news about AC Milan coming in and United telling Rasmus Hojlund that was the case. And now today, the next day, so this is a 3-day period from being told on Saturday to finding out the interest from Milan on the Sunday to now this deal being closed and Rasmus Hojlund open to move into AC Milan today, the Monday. So from the 9th to the 11th of August, Rasmus Hojlund's career has turned completely upside down, and he now is on his way out of Manchester United. This deal is reportedly going to be wrapped up very quickly. United would prefer, according to Sky Sports, to sell Rasmus Hojlund as a full package and get rid of him. I don't know how Rasmus Hojlund can think that he really belongs at Manchester United with them words coming out from the football club, and then obviously signing Benjamin Sesko. He's just, again, in this bubble at Manchester United. United wanting to sell but not being able to sell. No one is valuing Rasmus Hojlund at 40 million like Manchester United. So an initial loan fee with all of his wages covered and then an option to buy at the end of the season is what is being discussed now for Manchester United. We heard the figures yesterday, which were 4 million plus 39 million. So it's a bit more than 40 million for Manchester United. We'll see if there is any triggers to that being an obligation over an option. We'll see when we'll find out when the details get released. But the breaking news and the big news this lunchtime is that Rasmus Hojlund now has actually accepted that he's on his way to AC Milan. There are other clubs interested, but AC Milan are deep in advanced negotiations with Manchester United now. This has come out from reputable and reliable sources that this is the case now today, and it is the end of Rasmus Hojlund. He is going to go towards money needed for Carlos Baleba. There are reports going around today as well. They're not the biggest source and not the most reliable that I have ever seen, but there are some noises floating around today that Carlos Baleba is going to become the most expensive African player in history by a £112 million bid being discussed right now actually being the reality. I don't know if that is true. It's just a report that is coming out, but obviously United, in moving Rasmus Hojlund on, are looking to actually make something happen here for Carlos Baleba. They're needing to make room. Benjamin Sesko coming out and saying what he has in that exclusive interview that's been released today about how he's been made feel welcomed at Manchester United by the other players. Obviously, Rasmus still in and amongst it there, and watching Sesko walk onto that training ground pitch, knowing that that man is taking his place and probably his shirt in time off his shoulders at United. What a horrible day for Rasmus Hojlund it must be at Manchester United today. And again, these were the sentimental thoughts and situations we needed to eradicate from this football club. It's like you do feel sorry for him, but then again, you're the one who's paying to watch Manchester United fail season in, season out at the moment, and Rasmus Hojlund has been one of them failures at this football club. So with everything that's been said, with all of the form that we've seen for quite a few players, again, Rasmus has been added to the list. And I make this now, if you look at the 8 players that Manchester United are, 3 were releasing in Evans, Lindelof and Eriksen. The bomb squad 5, Rashford, Anthony Malacia, Sancho Garnacho, Collier on loan, Rasmus on loan. That's 10 players, 10 first team players out of the door at Manchester United this summer. And only 5 in if we bring in a keeper and a midfielder. That's the situation at the club, and that's a team and a squad that's preparing to play just Premier League and domestic football this season. No squad needed, according to Ruben Amorim. And again, like we've seen over the weekend, and I said this in yesterday's video as well on Rasmus Hojlund, he's now third choice at best, maybe even 4th choice behind the likes of Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha. Because Sesko's in now, and obviously Rasmus Hojlund, before Sesko was signed, was not featuring in that game at weekend. So, yeah, this is now a done deal near enough. Rasmus finally seeing that it is time to leave Manchester United and is now open to moving to AC Milan. But the biggest update in this is that this is now close to being finalised. And I think this is going to be interesting to see what Manchester United do after it, because we've got the Garnacho leaving cryptic clues about him moving away from United. That sounds like it's getting closer. Rasmus will be gone this week by the sounds of it. 2 players out of the door. Is this, like we said this morning, the moment when Carlos Baleba and a bid for him starts to materialise and Manchester United go and have talks with Brighton to make this deal happen? Like I just said, to keep you fully updated, there are reports coming from African journalists now stating that Carlos Baleba is about to become the most expensive African player in history in terms of the transfer fee paid. There is a rumoured £112 million offer on the table or being discussed right now. Whether that is true or not, I do not know. I don't know the journalist. I don't know who he is or what the history is. But that is a little report that is flying around right now. I don't see United paying that much. I think it'll be less than that. Obviously, as we've discussed, I think United have been around the 90 million mark. But we will see. If United are serious about bringing Baleba in, then they're going to have to make cuts. Rasmus Hojlund looks like he's going to be another one on the list. And United saving money in the majority of players rather than the amount that we're selling them for. This is the way it's got to be for United. And I don't think they've got a problem with it either. Because I think Manchester United look at this and they say, well, we need to get rid of players. We need to make the squad smaller. If this sacrifices 2 or 3 players and brings us 1 in, then that's the way it's going to be. It works out best of both worlds. But that's your update this lunchtime this afternoon, in that Rasmus Hojlund now accepting that he's on his way out, and it does look like the deal is now close to being completed with AC Milan. And what this means for United moving forward with the incomings, well, we'll have to wait and see, but it does look positive for United right now. Let me know what you think. Get into the comment section below, everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button up on your screen, please. On the march to 96k now. 1 more closer to that 100k. Get involved in the FUTV army. Everybody help the channel out. All completely free. It really does help the channel. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you all in the live update later on.